Hi my YouTuber friends, it's Ska Punk again with another video. And what you just saw is a few pictures of van life, or alternative living I should say, caravans and RVs. My question is, who started it? Who started this thing? I see, a couple of years ago I started watching YouTube and I saw a lot of people doing van life and living in their RVs. And being in America, you assume that Americans started it. Well, I got some history for you guys. This van life, this alternative living, began in Europe. Even before the Pilgrims came to America, and the cowboys later did it in their wagons. They had their wagons and moved place to place. That was the first van life with horses and carriage, and they did it in England. But the winners, if I'm wrong, let me know down below in the commentary what you think, because some of you people may know more history than I do on alternative living or van life. So, the people I think that started this were the gypsies. It goes out to the gypsies. They started this. If you watched the video earlier when I started it, it's all gypsies with caravans and RVs. But in England, where I'm from, we call them caravans. You Americans call them RVs. I'm not sure where the word RV came from. I guess you guys can tell me down below where the word RV came from. But the RVs that you Americans use today and pull today, in England we call them caravans. But the caravan basically is, the RV is the extended version, family member of the caravan, which they started in England in the 17th, 18th century, when gypsies were outlawed. No one wanted gypsies around them. It's like when the Irish first came to America and the Jews came to America, or the blacks were in America. Oh, we don't want you. Get the fuck out of here, you niggers. Get out of here, you Irish scum. We don't want you here. In New York City. I don't know if you guys watched that movie, Gangs of New York. The Irish people, the Irish were discriminated heavily. Well, the same thing happened in Europe. The gypsies were discriminated against in Europe, big time. So that's what led them to start to live their own lives away from other people. So they figured, if the English and the Europeans don't want us, we'll find our own lives. And funny enough, that's how the van life, as you guys know it, came about. But of course it wasn't called van life back then. People just lived their lives. They had their carriages. They made their old carriages and had their wheel wagons on there. In fact, I'll show you some pictures of the earlier gypsies, how they used to live. And we have some that live today that way, even in England, before I left England and came to America. And it's kind of funny because I used to be one of those idiots, and I call myself an idiot because I used to laugh at those gypsies for doing that. And look, years later, what I'm doing. I'm basically doing what they did hundreds of years ago. They started this. And then it came to America. When the Pilgrims came to America, they started, and the cowboys, they started looking for land. They had their horse and carriages, almost like the gypsies. I'll show you pictures and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm sorry guys, I may have to do a part two. I lost the pictures on the other videos. I had a couple of pictures of gypsies when they had their caravans, the older caravans, the horse and carriage ones, and it's shaped nice. They're beautiful. You can look online and look on YouTube. You'll find them there yourself. But people always ask me that question sometimes. Who started van life, alternative living? How did it start? How did this way of life started? A lot of you YouTubers or people who live in their vans now or RVs they look and they worship this guy called Bob Wells. I'm the only one, and a few people who know history don't look up to these idiots. Well, he's not an idiot. He's a good van life guy, but I don't look up to other van life people. If you're going to look up to someone, van life people, look up the gypsies first, because they started this. I don't know if someone else would have started it afterwards. That's just this is my opinion. Again, put down your commentary what you guys think. Did the gypsies start van life, alternative living? Did they start the RV movement? Which kind of come like a fad, it comes and goes. Like the punk scene. I'm in the punk rock scene, and I've been punk for 20 odd years. I have friends of mine that were punks when it first came out, and they kind of over time got away from the scene and became normal. I'm obviously not normal, and I'm still punk to this day. Well, this type of lifestyle it's like anything else. It comes and goes. Like in the 60s, it came strong when the hippies started having those Volkswagens, and it kind of it picked up again and started living in their vans. I think actually that's when the actual van life itself started, from the 60s. But the RVs started this first. The RVs, like I said before, the gypsies from their caravans from England and from Europe, and then came to America, and then the RVs, and then the van life started. But the van life was always there since the 60s. It kind of died in the 70s and 80s. But it's kind of coming back again, simply because things are hard today. It's hard to pay rent. It's hard to pay bills. I've said this in a number of my videos before. You know, things are hard. Things are hard to pay bills. It's hard to pay rent. And then there's more rules. When you pay rent, you got to come up with security. You got to check your background. All these things you got to go through. And some people gave up on that life and decided, to fuck this. I'm going to live on an alternative lifestyle. And van life seemed attractive. So a lot of people have gone back into van life again. But you owe your van life and new people who live in your RVs, you have to thank the gypsies, because that's where it came from. Anyway, that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do I have it halfway? What's your opinion? Me coming from England, I saw the gypsies live like this. Back then I was laughing at them. Who's laughing now? With that, keep it nice, keep it sweet, and keep it real, always. Cheers. I'll leave you with some of these pictures of the gypsies when they started van life, or RV life, if you will.